Hello, this is a
Irritate
Gold
me,
2
and you'll regret it.
Ramatra, Junker Queen, and Winston review. And the reason for all those tanks is the post mentions a Zarya that they were trying to deal with. And Zaryas can definitely be tough in metal ranks and even
Five,
higher.
four,
It's just such an
three,
annoying,
two,
consistent damage
one.
hero.
Commence attack on objective C.
But first thing I notice is you can use your Nemesis form for the speed. You'll go a little faster, and then you can cancel it and get it back. And that's a small thing, but it'll help you. It'll really help you get to point fast and not have this happen where they're all set up. So you heard the Diva. You can go towards Diva. The punches are good versus the Matrix. It's also good to go for squishies, so either one's fine. Okay, and there are a few things going on there with abilities. So as we will rewatch this, just try and focus on how you'd use your abilities differently. Uh, the first one, I want you to notice you go into Nemesis form without using your shield. And if you can't shield in Nemesis form, and if you use it right before going in Nemesis form, you'll get it back in like 2 seconds once you come out of the form. So there's no reason not to just throw a shield. You don't know the Hanzo's gonna come up, but I mean, even against a Lucio, it's a why not in Genji because you're gonna get it back anyway once you come out of Nemesis. So uh, it's just a free use the barrier. I wouldn't use the vortex this early. You want to maybe get a punch and see which way they're trying to escape and then cut them off. I think you just straight up chucked it at Lucio's chest, but you want to use it as sort of a cut-off tool to slow him down so you can finish an elimination. And then the last thing, once you see him come up and you hear the storm arrow, you should be in block now. Oh, you really had to throw that extra punch, didn't you? Because you might have been savable. The Diva obviously was. The Diva did a good job coming back and blocking your heals and locking you in. But you took way more damage than you had to by not barriering, not blocking, and all that. I mean, even if you saw the Hanzo, if you saw him early, you might have even gone here. Just maneuver and block him, because you don't want a 15 meters straight away of him shooting into you. So there were some real ability usage problems from not using it out of spawn for the speed boost to everything else, but...
Was that all?
That was a better vortex because Diva's in deep. I get the idea even if you landed a little late here, but this was a good one. Diva's in deep, we're stopping her from getting away. And that's good, we can retake teammates right there. And you used the shield that time, so that's good. The vortex was just chucked out again, which definitely a room for improvement. If you can go for Hanzo, by the way, he's the easiest target and the biggest threat. Had you seen him, then you just jump down here, and when he leaps away, then you throw the vortex, and bam, you're guaranteed in a limb. But Lucio's fine. You might just settle down your aim a little. You're missing these. Oh, we hit one. We hit one. And your supports are over here. I'd recommend just coming back. You can stick your toe here just to contest and maybe barrier. Sometimes Ramacha turns into a block bot, but that's also why he's so good if you can weather the storm and block. Oh. Or get the barrier out. Yeah, that definitely should have been a shield, not a vortex. You're about to die, man. Okay, there's the shield. You're on a sweating buckets to try and keep you alive. Okay, he was deflecting, or he had deflect. Like these two, again, want to recommend good targets. Hold the vortex, dump it here, bam, double kill. I just don't like you going into the deflect as much. Especially Mercy when she's just floating right there and you got Vortex. Okay, your Ana got it. Good try on the Lucio and the Mercy. Yeah, they just got kills. That's fine.
Back to objective D.
Now we're on Queen.
Microphone is where I say it is.
Ramattra can work versus,
Healing fortified.
Death stops for no
or they're
one.
still on Diva, so this wasn't even a Zarya counter swap, but it can work versus Diva too. Really, Ram and Queen are good versus Diva. Good shout. And good X time again. Good stuff. Okay, that was good to see how you, like, you thought about which way he was going for half a second, then let him. That's what you need to be doing with the punches more often.
G'day!
Oh, Ana's in there. I guess you might as well go in with your Ana. Yeah, she's toast. But you could have gotten the kill on the sleeping person. I like the shout again to give your teammates the 50 health. Oh, that knife was definitely not a leading one. You just threw it at his knees, but your aim, I gotta say, is better when there's one target on your screen, though, because that body shot in the air, that was harder than any of the punches in here, but you hit it. So I think maybe you're just getting overwhelmed when there's multiple things on your screen, but because that aim was definitely better there. Yeah, the aim's definitely better when there's one person on your screen at a time.
Fight here and fight hard!
Okay, so we're bouncing right back. I guess we're just gonna let them press.
Stop lagging about and get over here!
Press the advantage.
Mucking around and move!
Okay, the other team's falling apart, that's good.
Advance to
Like if you were
objective
Ramattra there, once he jumped, then you throw the Vortex here. I like, you led the knife too, which is good, so. Yeah, maybe it's just inconsistent, because you're showing some prediction knives when you try and move them. But now they're on Zarya, Big Bad Zarya, which the post talked about. So some good things since the post was big on the Zarya. You can try and peek here and force out a bubble. Maybe 2 bubbles, and then once you force out the bubbles, then you go in with the axe and the knife. And your knife's on a 6-second cooldown, so you can be poking knives. You can just chuck out so many knives that eventually the Zarya just will not be able to keep up. She'll either be getting knifed and pulled, or she'll have to waste bubbles. And then you all in her, like shotgun to the face, axe. Once there's no bubbles, you go in and finish her off, because she is one of the least tanky tanks. And it's really just her and Moira, so now's a good try and force these bubbles out. Okay, that's one. I mean, even on this is enough to shout and go in. That's axe 2, or bubble 2. Shout and axe. Now's your time.
One by one by one! Come on!
That's great. That's great. Oh, don't back
There's
up.
my
Keep going.
knife.
Axe or shotgun to face. Zarya does consistent damage at medium range. You have a shotgun. So I play a lot of Diva. Sometimes when they run out of bubbles, you just run in their face and shotgun. And you're the one actually doing more damage and have more sustain with your healing as Queen. So the Zarya's, again, not very tanky. Okay, the Reaper does it for you with an ult that he really didn't need to use. But that's the right idea. Push with the shotgun when you've got the advantage and the bubbles out.
Let's take the objective together.
Much better.
And you want to be careful. A is a big trap. You don't want to over push this. I guess as far you've only seen a Genji Reaper so far, but just in general, you don't want to go in too deep. Okay, now we did see the Zarya. We can just be holding, maybe axe if the Genji
Good
comes.
stuff. No time for whispering.
Yeah, they did kind of catch you, but that is a oh no, my tank's about to die, Nano. And the axe, I know you wanted to go into it, but axing when Zarya has bubbles is a big no-no because you're going to charge her, and it's 2 seconds of wind-up, so it's just wasting your time, and it's so easy. If you've ever played a Punch-Out game uh, where they have comical wind-ups, like, here it comes! Like, that's kind of what you're doing. It's just this long 2-second wind-up with a sound, and it's anyone, even a bronze player, is going to hit the bubble button when they see that. So don't axe Zarya when she has bubbles. Good aim though. Okay, the knife forced the bubble. You can just hide for 2 seconds. Oh, I like the idea of waiting for bubble to run out then axing, but you did it too soon and charged the Zarya. So that's just unfortunate. I think you were trying to wait for bubble to run out.
I need you, Gracie.
But even now, that pull into you should be in Zarya's face. The pull brings her to you so you can shoot her in the face. Because, yeah, Zarya's doing full damage, you're doing 1/3 damage. You want to be up in the crosshair right on the chin. You're not doing yourself any favors. Just don't ult. Okay, that's good. Just give him A. A is almost impossible to take
We're outnumbered.
if the teams are balanced. So no biggie. We'll just retake here.
Get them off the objective.
And you can use a shout out of spawn. They decrease the shout cooldown to, I think it's 13 seconds, like Winston's bubble. So if you use it immediately, you'll get it back. You just want them trapped on A while you guys are up here. Or over here, so.
Junkrat primed and ready.
Fall back to objective B.
Okay, I think what you're doing is trying to get an open lane to use your ultimate. But as bad as I am with tracking cooldowns and ultimates, I know if I'm on Junker Queen, you got to think about Kiriko. So you can't actually hit your ultimate button here, or she's gonna go, oh no, and Suzu the ground. Cool character. But I'd recommend you being with your team. Okay, good. And you can force out Suzu too. So if you see Kiriko if you get a knife on her, start forcing out cooldowns, then you can ult. I guess it's fine. Kiriko's maybe not the best target when she has teleport. It's just going to be wasted time, but... And that's fine. You can turn around. Queen ult is one of the few ultimates where you can actually turn it around, because if you get multiple people, you're healing yourself. It looks like you went over their head, so you only got Kiriko. But if you could get a 3-man down players, you actually can turn it around. So this isn't terrible. Oh, that's another case of your aim just needs to settle down. You're freaking out. That is not great. So it was kind of a day late, $1 short. You maybe could have done it sooner, but it wasn't a terrible attempt on Queen ult. But that's a big one. Clash is, if you lose a fight like that, Clash can really hurt, where you guys get reset and lose your ultimates, but... Okay, now we're on Winston.
Objective lost.
And I guess I should explain, you said you even went Winston in the post. Winston can be a Zarya counter for 2 reasons. One, Zarya's not tanky like we said, so if she goes in deep, you can just say Zarya's where your Kiriko is. You jump here, cut off the healing, and you all just kill Zarya. It's kind of funny. Option 2, you can just go for the supports, and unlike other tanks that will just kill Winston by peeling, if you go for the supports, the tank will turn around and rush you and kill you. Zarya can only bubble the supports, which is annoying in some cases, but if she uses the bubble on the supports, then she makes herself weaker on the front line. So you can either go for supports or go for the Zarya and put the bubble between her and the supports. both of those things are going to be hard when you're indoors with a roof. Is all that to say, Winston's not very good for the map. So as much as he has an advantage versus Zarya, it's a little more complicated because I'm gonna wonder how you're gonna play this. I don't like that. I really don't like the bubble. You're trying to. If you were still on Ram, you would barrier, spam them out, maybe Vortex just to spam them. Then once they come in, then you punch. But Winston, you're not. It's not a very beefy barrier, and it's on a long cooldown. So I do not like the way you're using this because you're giving him a free opening. And limit just how much you can hold the corner, maybe hold it deeper, or get on the same side as the tank so they can't poke you from range. But just hold the corner until they come in, then hit them with the cleave damage and the jump and the bubble. Don't use it like a Reinhardt barrier. Oh, and Reaper said, I got you, VOD reviewer, I'll prove your point, and ultimate them right now. You know what would have been good for this? A bubble. But you used it way too soon. You signaled to the whole team. We were thinking about tank versus tank, but this Reaper said, oh, this guy used his bubble. Now's a good time to go in, so. Yeah, that one's rough. He could have died so easily. If you bubble him off, Bap just shoots him in the face and laughs. Oh, hit your head on the roof, which is definitely also showing why it's not a great Winston map. Or point. Yeah, that's just unlucky, I guess. But on this point, Winston will do a lot better because you can jump up in the sky onto here and here and all that, so. No, I do not like the early barrier. You can just, if Zarya is focusing on you, just go back in the corner. Maybe focus these guys, hit them with the zap, but do not do. Yeah, this barrier usage way too early. If they all burst through now, especially as you climb the ranks, if you do something dumb like that, they're gonna seize on that. Like, okay, now's our opening. We saw Bubble and Suzu. Yeah, this is. You guys might get run down. Gave up a little space, which I do not mind since you used your bubble early. This was, given the mistake you made, this was the best move. And yeah, you can jump on this Genji now. Or just snipe him like a badass. Nice is nice.
You've been discharged.
But yeah, see, Zarya, when she has to run through the open like that, is not very tanky. She fell over, her teammates were vulnerable. Had you done the jump up here, so. Once the map opens up, you see why Winston's good versus Zarya, but last fight's gonna be in the inside room, so we'll see how that goes.
Moira by your side.
I like you pushing up. If you want, you can even walk. Don't jump or they might see it, but you can walk up here and maybe take control of the map, zap down on them, use Winston's kit. Because you don't want to get stuck in this choke point is my point. So you can walk up here, and then if they all push you, maybe you can jump back, but just trying to use Winston to the fullest. That's one bubble. If Zarya goes deep, you can... another early bubble. I get the idea. Try and protect the Mei, but I think your Mei's fine. And as far as ult tracking, I'm trying to ult track more. They definitely have grab. You haven't seen it in the last 2 points. So, I mean, I might even though it's not good, I might even just jump into Zarya's face now. Like, we do not grab. If you grab, you're only going to get me. I'm fat and I'm blocking you is basically the play. Yeah, you backed up a little. You guys might live this.
You're safe with me.
Yeah. Believe it or not, this is still fine. The point has not even unlocked. And this is longer than a regular control point. Even with 3, it's going to take 10 plus seconds. Good job on your junk dying point. So you're going to get a retake.
Touching down.
So we'll see. You can jump. Just try and find a safe point to jump on the point, or safe corner. And this is good. This is a better bubble. You at least waited till you were on point, and you got a touch anyway, so. You could have kept going for Genji maybe, but if you don't want to get in the Kitsune, that's fine. You can run down the Moira or somewhere, go back to your team, but. Oh, and you gotta be careful about that. Whenever they're on a character with a bailout button, like Genji or Kiriko, if you jump right on them, they're just gonna leave. So you might want to walk to Genji, and then when he dashes, then you go whoop, pop up, fall down at the same speed as him, do like a medium jump, woo, and get the Olymp. Okay, and I want to say, you gotta be more mindful of the progress. It's in you guys' favor now. So again, 10 seconds for them to take it with 3 people on it. Where can you jump that's safer? Moira's all. I mean, you could. I'd probably jump here because you can see all these people zap. If you get pressure, just back up. You could even jump here and zap down. You're fighting for the point, but you're not feeding yourself to multiple people because the Reaper's going to shoot you in the back. If you look at the Reaper, Genji can actually, his right click at close range is a shotgun. Even though you counter Genji, he's strong. So this felt like a no, and like diving headfirst through the air with your arms out, sort of desperation bubble. Just think a little more and jump to a safer spot. But yeah, that's it. And so to recap, it seemed like at some point you were nervous. So I guess step 1 is breathe. More specific points is slow down your aim a little with the queen knives and the Ramatra punches. Don't use your vortex on Ramatra instantly. Try and cut them off or wait till they're half HP, then trap them. Don't use your bubble instantly on Winston. You can just, on defense, it's kind of weird because it's indoors. You can hold the corner, wait till they come out, then jump and separate them, and bubble then. Just your abilities were too soon. Your aim was a little freaky and jittery at some points when you could have settled it down. So just calm down and think a little more about the aim and the abilities, and don't use the abilities so quickly. And we also covered how to play versus Zarya with Queen, where you bait the bubbles out, then you ram her in the face at close range with the shotgun and the axe. So I hope all those tips help, and good luck climbing.